What are your thoughts?
I thought Townsville were really, really good. And I thought they did a really good job of taking us out of our stuff and being super physical with us. I thought our first half we should have been down by 50. And to be down by 5 at half time, I was really happy with, and I was happy with the way we stuck it out. But that had the hallmarks of a 50-point loss everywhere. The fact that we were in it for so long was really pleasing, but I thought we were really a mile off.
There were times where they looked intimidated by their size and strength. Did you sense that?
No, I thought we were bigger than they were. I just thought we did a really poor job with some simple stuff. We talk all the time that Trevor Gleeson line of hit first, rebound second. Just got manhandled on the glass. Just got beaten up. Like we talked before, like at half time, our leading rebounder was Miela with 2. That's just wild. And you go through our roster, we've got some really good rebounders. So, I mean, the game for us, and we talked about it post-game, of the 36 shots that were available on their misses, they got back 17 of them. We only got 19. That's a horrible percentage. Like normally you want to rebound about 27% offensively, and we went at 24%, but they went at nearly 50. So that's saying that's just effort.
What did it feel like, Adam? Did you just sense that effort game was getting away from you pretty quickly?
Yeah, I think, like what Ryan said in the first half, it's just those 1%ers, right? They get you extra possessions, which equals to extra shots. So, yeah, I think that kind of cost us and just just got us less possessions in the end, yeah.
So then you come out at the start of the third and you're like bang, 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 and the game changes. So how hard is it when you're focusing on what your strengths are, which is to shoot three, you still got to get inside to defend and to win those rebounds back?
Yeah, I think comes with basketball, right? You got to play 2 ends. So I think that was like a focus in the second half. We knew that we definitely didn't play anywhere near as good as we wanted in the first half. So it was about coming out in a clean slate, getting up and in, trying to push them out of their stuff like they did to us in that first half, and then about knocking down your shots when, it was your turn.
You seeing better without the mask and being able to play? Your shot looks a lot cleaner than what it did sometimes with that mask on.
Yeah, gosh, it's good without the mask, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it was definitely had a few blind spots in there, and the sweat, not a vibe. So, yeah, it's really, really good to be without the mask.
Not a vibe.
And you said your start's been really good with you.
Oh, thank you.
So you must be pleased with how it's come together.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I'm around such great teammates like Ali Wilson, incredible facilitator. I think, all 5 of us on the floor, whoever it is all a threat. So it opens up opportunities for the person who is open to knock down their shots. So, yeah.
The pressure you showed to get yourself back into the contest, numerous shot clock violations by them or shots where they were right on the point. But is that where you can really highlight that part of your game and say, when we do that, that's where we're really strong?
Yes and no. Like when we were locked in, we were pretty good, but we were just a step behind all night. And again, Townsville were brewing. They should have won by a lot more than 4. But the fact we could hang around that for that long and even hit the lead in the 4th, playing largely that poorly, that'd be the highlight for us and the part we go away with. Clearly, we've got a lot to work on, and to only lost that by 4. Again, Townsville will be right around the mark as they always are again this season. But to get that close when you have a bad game, a really bad game, that'll be the glass half full for us.
You've got a tough schedule, 3 games in 8 days. Like, how are you handling that to try to make sure that you're okay for it, given it's the toughest one in the league?
Yeah, well, the rotations, and you saw it against Southside. We rotated really heavily early. I think we were trying to really keep, last week going into that 4th quarter against Southside, we were trying to keep Annalie and Ali both below 25 minutes. And then they kept their starters on for most of the 4th, so we had to bring them back on at some point. But we kept them both under 30, which was nice. And even tonight, obviously we played Letitia a bit more because she only played 14 game 1. And then kept Ali down to 32 and Annalie down to 32. So we're doing everything we can right now, whilst obviously we're a pretty important soldier down.
Is that difficult when you know that it's at Miami, so you have to push others out, but you would have been planning
Yeah.
to be there, and this is, as it is a tougher schedule in the league?
Yeah, like in the back of my head, I've always got, and right or wrong, okay, if emergency break glass, You can play Annerley 35, 36, and Atwell's pretty similar. Again, assuming they're playing to their normal standards, you've got about 35 minutes each in the bank. But even on a bad night, you're still going to play the two of them 30 each. So let's just pretend Atwell's playing poorly. It's 30 minutes you've got to find from somewhere. So everyone's got an extra 5 or 6 minutes on top of as per what they would play normally. And then it's the 3 games in a week. So it's a bit of juggling around. Again, everyone does it, and everyone will lose a soldier at some point. But yeah, to start the season that way is not as much fun as it sounds.
So I asked them, and they said they didn't know what the ruling is within the league about head clashes, like when both went off late. That was only a couple of minutes for me. It looked horrible, and they're both bleeding from their head. I was surprised there was no concussion sort of protocol or leaving them off to check out. They were both on within a couple of minutes. Do you know what is there a rule? Do you know what you have to do?
I don't know. Like I said before, I'm trying to be an expert at my area, and I rarely get that right. But we have an S&C team, and obviously we have a doctor at every home game. So I try and stay out of that. Again, Dr. Peter Steele takes care of it for us. Our S&C coach looks over it as well. I was more concerned when they both went down because, and again, as I said last week, not a doctor. It looked like they both would need stitches. It's like, well, there's only one doctor here, so what's going to happen here? But then next thing, they're both back on the court pretty quick, which is a good sign. But I don't know what the rules are. That's what we have a doctor here for.
Cool.
All good?